Welcome back to the Hood Needs Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 100. I got my dogs with me here, MFB.
Yes, sir.
And BBTB.
Yeah.
And this episode, we're actually doing Trade Targets number 2. So we had a Trade Targets episode a few weeks back. The trade deadline actually is in some leagues this week, some are next week. So please take our advice and trade either for or away these players before it's too late. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Actually, we're going to let BBTB start us off with his first player to trade for.
Off the rip. Go trade for the Slim Reaper. Go trade for Smitty. Devonta Smith. Producing in and out. Route running. Top tier. Very easy running back schedule. Jalen Hurts is starting to throw the ball a lot more. Offense looks really well. I mean, obviously the first half of the Packers game, Packers has a great defense. But after that, ball should be moving. Everyone should be eating. I'm trading for actually AJ Brown as well. And I'm also trading for Devonta Smith, but more on the Devonta Smith hype.
Okay.
I could dig it, bro. I like it. I like it a lot. I think the next week's going all the way into playoffs, or the championship rather. Quarterback schedule is the 9th easiest strength of schedule, and wide receiver schedule is like 7th best. So, I can dig this trade. We just really have to hope that Philly turns it around with the play calling.
Yeah, I like to trade target as well. I think I would probably target Devonta Smith over AJ Brown just because the name, it's easier. You probably can work a deal out for Devonta Smith easier than with AJ Brown. AJ Brown owners are going to say, like, they're going to try and sell the name and sell him for a lot more. But if you can get him for equal, they're both good options. But Devonta Smith may actually be better. Who knows? It just depends. Each week is different, right? MFB, go ahead and give us your first player to trade for.
My first player to trade for is Jordan Addison. I just think the Vikings passing schedule is so incredibly amazing, right? Wide receiver schedule is the easiest strength of schedule, and quarterback schedule during playoffs specifically is the easiest, right? Now obviously Jay Jettis is a part of this, but Addison going to be out there eating too. And we saw him get a good amount of targets with JJ McCarthy, right? So, which is what I was worried about initially, but after seeing that, I think I'm fine with trying to get Jordan Addison.
Yeah. I like to take a lot because I think I was saying like past 3-4 weeks is that, JJ McCarthy throws the ball to everyone. Like, it's not like Jay Jettis and then the rest. Jettis is kind of coming down a little bit and the rest is coming up. So getting Jordan Addison, being a really good receiver, and he's a buy low candidate right now a little bit, I'd go get him, put him at your flex spot, go from there.
Yeah, I like to take. He was in my trade targets the last time we did this trade targets episode. But yeah, it's even more encouraging to see JJ McCarthy giving him a lot of targets. And Addison's he didn't do very well last game. He only had 3 receptions on 11 targets for 35 yards. But if he's getting the targets, he will eventually, the production will come with it. So now is probably when he's a bit cheaper. So it's a good time to pick him up now while you can. Let's go move on to my first player to trade for. And it is a very popular player, one of the top picks in the first round, Bijan, who has been getting sharked by Algier every game pretty much. Algier just takes the goal line work. It's very unfortunate, but he's coming off of a game where I think Algier took 2 touchdowns from him, which is very unfortunate. And then before that, he played against New England and didn't do amazing, and then they got shut out by Miami. So he's had 3 kind of mediocre performances in a row. So now is probably the cheapest you can get him for. His schedule isn't too crazy going forward, but he does have Carolina, New Orleans Saints, then the Jets, Then they get Seattle, which is tough, Tampa, Arizona, and then the Rams for the finals. But it's Bijan. He will get out there. He will get loose. I think now is the cheapest you can get him because he's had 3 kind of mediocre performances in a row. So the owner may be looking for whether it's some depth or just switch it up. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, Bijan's amazing. It's just kind of hard to trade for. I think certain names and certain guys never go on sale, right? And I
Yeah.
think people don't talk about that enough in fantasy, right?
Yeah.
And Bijan's one of those guys, right? It's like,
Yeah.
You walk into Ross, you ain't finna find any Gucci in there, right? Because that shit ain't on sale. Bijan's never on sale, realistically.
True. Yeah.
But I think buying him is still feasible. As far as running back schedule, it is tough during the playoffs, right? It's pretty down there as far as strength of schedule. But like he gets so much work in the passing game, he will be decent. I don't know if he'll win you like, this is the guy that won me my fantasy championship against the Rams.
Yeah, that was tough.
But yeah, so it's a little tough. Just paying up for him would be a lot, But like obviously he's a great fantasy asset. It is worrying that they are 3rd in their division though. They're only 1 game better than the Saints.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the next group of players to trade for. MFB, why don't you go ahead and start us off with your first player to trade for?
So my next player to trade for is Derrick Henry. I think Baltimore has a very, very soft running back schedule upcoming. And I think Derrick Henry owners have been on a roller coaster of, man, like why is Keaton Mitchell taking touches and taking touchdowns? And you know what I mean? Like it's kind of been up and down.
Yeah.
But I think like as long as Baltimore can keep the lead and be in the games, they'll use Derrick Henry more and more. And maybe even lean into Derrick Henry to win them games and close out games, which will keep his value high,
Yeah.
Honestly, I would trade away Derrick Henry, my opinion. Not really a fan of the take just because of the schedule. I know he plays Cincinnati twice, so he could have a field day. But when he gets to the playoffs, you got New England, you got Green Bay. I don't know. I would try to get rid of Derrick Henry for like a solid, for easier scheduled running back. Or if you need to. So
yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on the take. But what I would say is if you can get him and not overpay for him, then yes, you get Derrick Henry. But I would not overpay for him. It's just putting a lot of faith into a player who, I mean, that's the thing with Derrick Henry, man. He could just go out there and literally, he could just win you your week in, week out. Right. But they have been working in Keaton Mitchell. Justice Hill gets kind of like he's not really that involved. But I think if you just don't overpay for him. But I like the take is cool. BBTB, go ahead and give us your second player to trade for.
My second player to trade for will be someone small. It's Khalil Shakir. Very consistent on the targets, has a nice schedule coming up. Josh Allen throws the ball a lot to him and Kincaid. I think Kincaid's hurt right now. So Shakir is still getting the passing work. He's literally just like a touchdown away of getting 15, 16 fantasy points. So I would rather have that kind of upside in a player because he's averaging in between, like 9 to 10 points a game right now in half PPR. So my opinion, you can go get Shakir for the low. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can see what you're talking about. I just don't know if I would really like care to go out and get him. And he's like a flex piece, right? Like he wouldn't be my wide receiver too. So like if you need a solid or just like a decent flex.
This guy's like a filler player,
Yeah.
He's not like a trade for in the sense of like, yeah, this guy's gonna win me my league.
Yeah, or anything.
Like that's not gonna happen with Khalil Shakir. You know,
Sure.
he's never like been that guy, and he never will be that guy.
Damn.
He's a
Yeah.
good receiver. I wish they hyper targeted him, but they
Mhm.
don't. You know, so
Even if they do, it's kind of short area targets. He's getting 9 targets.
he works like the like slot. He's like a Lad McConkey type of A-dot guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that going back to your take or what you said, BUTB, the Bills distribute the ball too much. And so it's really hard to really go out and get it. Like, who'd you trade for or trade away to get Shakir?
Tyron Tracy.
Tyron Tracy for Shakir. Did you make that trade in the league?
Mhm.
That sounds very familiar. I would not trade away Tyron Tracy for Shakir. I mean, our league is different. There's only one RB spot, right? And one flex
Yeah.
RB spot. So yeah. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. My second trade for target is Quinshawn Judkins. He's had two kind of, there's one before the bye, bad performance against New England, and then against the Jets. Didn't do anything crazy, but he's getting the workload, 22 carries. They get Baltimore, which would be interesting. Vegas, SF, and then Tennessee, all pretty good matchups or pretty decent matchups. But he's getting the workload, 20 plus carries a game in 4 of the last 6 games. So he's getting huge workload, and he should be able to get into the end zone from time to time. It looks like Jerry Jeudy finally had his breakout game. And so with the ball moving down the field a bit more, he should get more opportunities to get in the end zone.
Yeah. Absolutely love the take. That is a great take. Judkins, great RB to trade for, great running back schedule. How I think of it is you have a lot of rookies on that team. Rookies are trying to perform. Dylan Gabriel needs to perform or he's going to get replaced like that. Judkins needs to perform or he's going to get replaced with Jerome Ford or whoever is back there. So I love the take. Go get Judkins if you can. Pay a little extra if you have to. My opinion.
yeah. I also really agree with this take. Brown's schedule upcoming is pretty soft for running backs. It's the 5th best in the green here. And kind of like what Kimo said, the usage is undeniable. Young rookie talent. I really like it if you could buy him.
Cool. Let's move on to our third players to trade for. BBTB, we'll go back to you. Start us off.
Bro, Kyren Williams. Go trade for Kyren Williams. Yes, he's a little high right now. Yes, like, bro, Rams' offense is moving. It is moving. He's going to get in the end zone at least once every game with how many carries he's going to get. Blake Corum is slowly fading away from that. I'm just saying, go get Kyren Williams. Like, seriously, trade for it. Like, trade did, I don't know. So I see it.
MFB, why don't you go ahead and start? I think we have the same idea.
See, I don't know, because I think the usage of Blake Corum is just the annoying part of this, right? Because he's been there kind of like every game. And on top of that, like, they don't have the best schedule, but I'm not even really worried about the schedule with the Rams because their offense is so good that it can kind of be ignored.
The defense is good too.
It's just, yeah, the defense is really good. So it's just like he's already expensive, and it's like, why am I going to buy a guy that's like this pricey? You know, like, can he really get better for me, or like, can I get more value out of the trade than what I gave up? Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which he could, but like, how much higher? Like, you know, it's kind of capped. The value is kind of capped. Because you're going to give up a lot to trade for him to begin with, usually.
Yeah, he's. I mean, if you're going to trade for him, I would wait till after they play Seattle, just because Seattle has a tough defense, and so if he doesn't get into the end zone next week, especially if he's splitting carries with Blake Corum, then it's going to be probably close to 10 or under double digit points, and so he may be cheaper after that. But yeah, I'm iffy on this take just because of the work that Blake Corum's taking. Like MFB said, he's very expensive right now. MFB, go ahead and give us your third player to trade for.
My third player to trade for is Jameson Williams. And there's going to be a lot to unpack here for this JMO target. Number one, we saw Dan Campbell take over play calling duties last game, right? And even prior to that game, stated in the press conference, like, yeah, we need to like get JMO the ball more. And Dan Campbell don't cap, right? And he got JMO the ball more, right? A lot more crossing routes. It was really great usage. On top of that, after this game in Philly, they have 6 straight games in domes. And if you know the statistic of Jared Goff in domes, homie always does well. So I think it's kind of a perfect storm culminating for JMO right now to excel. On top of that, their schedule the rest of the way is third best for wide receivers.
Yeah, solid take. I'm gonna be real quick. Would you trade Marvin Harrison for JMO?
Yeah, I would 100%.
Oh, okay.
To top it off, actually, again, right? Their division, the NFC North, is so close. Lions are in first 6-3. The Bears are 6-3. Packers are 5-3-1. And the Vikings are 4-5. So that division is going to be nuts all the way to the end of the season.
Yep. No, I like the take a lot. I think you might be able to get lucky and wait till after they play Philly. If trades don't end this week, if trades are ending this week, you have to trade for him now, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, after they play Philly, it's probably better to trade for him after because he has more potential to not play as well or not have a big enough box score. My third and final player to trade for is Jayden Reed. So Jayden Reed's coming off IR. He may actually be on waivers in some leagues. You should go and pick him up if he's not, or if he's on waivers. If he's not on waivers, trade for him. You don't have to give up a lot for him. You probably could give up Khalil Shakir and go get Jayden Reed, or a player that just like is enough to play in the flex position, and if you don't need him. But their schedule is not bad. They play Detroit, they play Chicago twice, they play Baltimore, and like MFB just mentioned, that division is close. So they're going to be playing to try and win. No more Tucker Kraft in that offense. And Jordan Love hasn't looked good. It looks like he's missing Tucker Kraft a lot. And so I think that Jayden Reed comes back. He kind of fills that void of targets that they, or like where the production in that offense that they need without Tucker Kraft. So I would go and try and get Jayden Reed on my team. He may start off a little slow because he's just coming back with a collarbone. It was a broken collarbone, I believe. So either way, go get him.
This is a dart throw. I can get behind it. But just because the upside, like, is possibly league winning somewhat, right? Specifically during fantasy playoffs. For those 3 weeks, the Packers have the third best wide receiver schedule. Now, you just need to pray and hope that it's like a Jayden Reed type game and he could win you that week just being in your flex. Now, I don't know if he gets you to playoffs, but if you're in playoffs and you have him, it could be like an ace in the hole type of thing.
Yep.
Kimo, I'll be real with you, man. I hate to take. Don't get Jayden Reed. Jayden Reed not win you games. Coming off the injury, too many mouths to feed. You got Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, what's his name, Musgrave, Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love on his legs. I don't know. Like, you got to get. It's just luck at the end of the day.
I don't necessarily believe it's luck. I think Love hasn't been able to do much lately. He's been really, like I've said, missing Tucker Kraft. And so he hasn't, I mean, last 2 games, he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. So, or I think, yeah, no touchdowns against Carolina or Philly. So he's missing, he needs help. And so I think Jayden Reed fills that void. And so that's just my take. But that's it for trade for targets. Let's move into trade away targets. You gotta get rid of these guys ASAP. Starting off with MFB's first player to trade away.
First player to trade away. It's kind of going to be an interesting one. This was like a waiver guy, during the middle of the season. It's Tez Johnson. Just had a crazy fire game. If you could trade him away for any type of like solid flex player week to week, because I don't think this Tez Johnson stat line is going to be sustainable whatsoever. Especially with the Bucs having a pretty tough passing schedule. And like eventually Mike Evans will also be back into the mix. So I would trade away Tez Johnson.
Would you trade Tez for Khalil Shakir?
Probably, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Like that.
Baby TV, would you if you had Tez Johnson, would you trade away Tez Johnson and get Jayden Reed?
No.
Really? I would do that in a heartbeat.
Oh, Baker playing like a top 3 quarterback. I'm just saying, like,
I agree though with MFB that he cannot. I mean, I like the take. He's a waiver player. He did perform well. He had in his last, he has 4 touchdowns in the last 3 games, or in the last 4 games. Sorry, and so, it's
Baker has been good. I will say from this, like from fantasy point of view, the Buccaneers QB schedule is absolutely bottom hardest in the league from strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Baker's gonna have to play.
We'll see what Baker can do, right? Any week can change it.
Yeah. BBTB, I feel like you made a change here, but go ahead and give us your first player to trade away.
Yeah, my first player, it was going to be Sutton, but I was like, let's go a little harder. It's Justin Jefferson. Get rid of Justin Jefferson. I love the Addison take that MFB had. Justin Jefferson slightly on a downwards trend, not because of his play style or the way he moves, He's a great player, but it's just JJ McCarthy giving the ball to everyone. Why have that week in, week out when you can go get a solidified player? Go trade Justin Jefferson for Josh Jacobs. Justin Jefferson for Kyron Williams. Like, Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice. Like, I'm just saying, like, solidified in their position. So, get rid of Justin Jefferson.
I think it's hard to, if you can get good value out of just Jefferson just off the name, yeah, I would do it. But I think it's too hard now. He hasn't really had any huge weeks, like week one that'll win you your week. His best performance is against Pittsburgh this season, and he didn't even score a touchdown in that game. He has 2 touchdowns on the season. So it's hard because he hasn't been performing like he usually does each year, and it seems to be related to quarterback issues. But yeah, I think it's hard to sell him for.
With me looking at this schedule for receivers for Vikings, there's no shot I'm trading away Justin Jefferson. Unless it's like a deal for like Devon Achane or something.
That's what I'm saying. A solidified RB1, a solidified.
You said for Kyron. I would not. I don't know if I would trade away Justin Jefferson for Kyron.
I don't know if I would do for Kyron either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like if it's Jay Jettis, I'm trying to go for the stars.
Look, it would be it would be
like
different
real, like
if
the moon.
If he only got targeted like 5 times in that game and Addison had 11 targets, but he had 12 targets that game. He's still getting the targets are still coming his way. I think they play Chicago, divisional. They're at home. This is really like he could pop this game. And if he does and your trade deadline's next week, then you can go out and try and get a high level, or a high value player. Right now, if you try and trade him, you're not going to get as much value since he's playing with JJ McCarthy and he didn't do anything. So people are probably scared that that's what they're going to get rest of the season if they trade for him, and you'll get just low ball offers. So if you're going to trade away Justin Jefferson, I would wait till after this game against Chicago if you can afford it, or if your limit allows for trading next week. My first player to trade away is also a waiver wire ad, but this it's pretty obvious, but I just threw it in here because I don't know, people may still be trying to hold on to him. But Kamani Vidal, who is either hot or cold, he either gets you 5 fantasy points or 20 each week. And last week he got in half PPR, he ended up with 17.3 fantasy points. The week before that, he had 3. The week before that, he had 19. The week before that, he had 5. So he keeps going back and forth. So my guess is that this week against Jacksonville, he takes a crap. When he does, then they go into the bye, and then Omarion Hampton could be back the following week after. So if he's back, then Vidal's immediately just gone and does nothing for you. So trade him while you can for whatever you can get out of him before it's too late.
Yeah, like the take. Become a salesman, sell him high, RB1, on a good Chargers offense, good defense as well. Omarion Hampton should be back soon, right?
They're saying the earliest he could be back is week 13.
They don't know when, but
yeah.
But I'm
for
just
sure
saying,
after the bye, but they don't even know when after the bye.
Yeah, but yeah, just get rid of Vidal. Go get a decent receiver, my opinion.
Yeah, I would use that news to sweeten the deal. Say, hey, look, we don't know when Hampton's coming back anyways, so Vidal could be the starting running back in week 13, week 14, whatever, and just use that to sell him. But this was a very straightforward trade away target for me. Let's move on to MFB's second player to trade away.
My second player / players to trade away is pretty much just the Seattle running back field. I mean, look, both guys, Kenneth Walker and Z Sharp, have been kind of tough to trust, annoying to deal with, annoying to start, just splitting touches. Seattle run game hasn't even been like that great. And they have the absolute worst running back schedule upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely, probably tough to sell, but just get rid of these guys if you can. If you want, you can get any other decent player that you like. Sell these dudes.
The thing is, I like K9 a lot. I don't think K9 is the issue. It's the fact that Sam Darnold and the receivers are just balling out. So they don't really need the run game. So it's like, once they do need the run game, I feel like K9 can be reliable. But since K9 value is so low, I'd probably say just stash him, because who you really going to get? You know what I mean?
I think the issue doesn't have to do with the passing game. I think the issue has to do with the other running back that's sharking him. it's Charbonnet, bro. But would you trade Ken Walker and get Travis Etienne?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay. Just thinking out loud. Anyways. No, I mean, if you can get value out of... I mean, they're playing the Rams this week. I don't think Ken Walker goes crazy against the Rams. No one has been able to do anything against the Rams. So if you're going to trade him, try now. If you can't trade him, then, you might be stuck with him. BBTB, go ahead and give us your second player to trade away.
My second player to trade away, give me just a second, is going to be Mr. Ashton Jeanty. Get rid of Jeanty. I think he had a decent game last game. I'm trying to find it. I don't know why I can't find it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a decent game. Sell him high. Raiders are not making the playoffs. Raiders are horrible. Brock Bowers came down to earth. I don't know. I'm getting rid of him. I'm getting myself a solid receiver or a solid running back instead of Jeanty.
So this is one I like it. Like if you told me trade away Jeanty and try to get Kyron, I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I'm not gonna trade away Genty for just kind of anybody, right? Like
Yeah.
if we're getting down to like the ETNs and I don't even know who else, but like I'd probably rather just keep Genty.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard in fantasy when you drafted someone so high, like first rounds, like end of first round being a second round, and you're trading away for someone that was picked up like rounds later, right? It's really hard to do. You probably won't be able to
I
get
don't really
that done.
find that to be the issue, but it's just a matter of, I mean, like, I don't know. To me, like, I think there's no shot any managers holding out to draft value at week 10, right? To me, after week 1 games are over, the kickoff starts, draft value's out the window,
Yeah.
right? It's literally all getting reset week to week
Mm-hmm.
in my eyes.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I could
you
see
could
that.
think of it that way if you want, but that's just going to make it so much harder to trade for yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're never going to trade because you're going to be like, no, this guy's a first round pick when in reality he's not. He was just taken there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think with Genty, I mean, a couple things about what BBTB said. Brock Bowers came down to earth. They played against Denver, so it kind of had something to do with it. They played Dallas this week on Monday night. I would wait till after that game to trade him away because should be a really good game for Genty. Everyone's eaten against Dallas. So if your league, allows for trades the following week, then yeah, I would wait till after that. If this is the last week, then if you can get good value, sure, go for it. It's a good take.
Thank you.
My second player to trade away is DeAndre Swift. And a couple reasons. Swift he's been pretty good down the stretch. He has been dealing with a groin injury. And so he didn't play against the Bengals. He played against the Giants. Their running back schedule is tough. They got Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Philly, Green Bay, Cleveland, Green Bay, and then SF for the finals. So it's tough. And he's starting to get, Kyle Monangai has kind of made a case for himself to be involved in the backfield. And so they're not 100% splitting carries, but Monangai is involved and getting goal line work. He got a touchdown last week, so sharped DeAndre Swift. So it's just a bad situation for Swift. It's tough matchups and Monangai getting some of the goal line work. It's just not good for fantasy. So sell him while you can. Get obviously the best value that you can out of him, but sell him before it's too late.
Yep. I feel like it's going to be a split backfield a little bit. Swift is balling, does have a tough schedule. Try to go get yourself a solid receiver.
Yeah, parts of that I can definitely agree with. Like what you said, schedule is very tough. They are running a 2-back backfield with Ben Johnson over there in the Bears. Parts of the reason why I might not trade him away, at least for cheap, right, is the offense is looking really good, right? Caleb Williams is performing. Ben Johnson has turned it into a very good machine. He's turned the O-line specifically into like a menace,
Yeah.
And again, that division's very close. They can support 2 backs producing, similar to what the Lions are doing. So just kind of like 50-50 on it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to MFB's final player to trade away.
So I'm going to hop back onto the Raiders train. It's going to be Brock Bowers. And I think, man, the Raiders just, as far as tight end fantasy playoffs, they have the absolute lowest schedule, absolute hardest schedule for tight ends. Also for quarterbacks. So it's not looking great for Brock Bowers, man.
Yeah, I mean, solid take. I mean, if the ball's not moving down the field, and that means the run game is probably not going to be moving, so get rid of Brock Bowers while he's kind of high right now still. So get yourself, I fade the tight end. You know me. Go get yourself a running back receiver.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. If someone came to me with Brock Bowers, I might be very intrigued. To be honest with you, the ceiling, what he did Jacksonville, 3 touchdowns, 12 receptions, 127 yards. Like, just he's now with Jacoby Myers gone. Like, there is no one else. Tyler Lockett, ooh, Trey Tucker, oh, crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, obviously the matchups are not good. Not to say I don't like the take. I get the take, but man, if someone came to me with Bowers, I would be interested. I'm not gonna lie. I would not be like, nah, I don't want him on my team.
Their best matchup, right, is Dallas, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Cleveland, Chargers, Denver, Philly, Houston. That is
I'm
hell.
looking at it.
That is literally hell.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you make it to the championship, you get the Giants. Maybe you have a shot, right? Maybe he has a 2-touchdown game.
I just,
bro, it's tough.
Like, he will pop off versus the Cowboys. Don't get me wrong. Sell him right there. Sell him. Tell him.
And here's my thing. You could sell, like, he's a top tight end, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You could like take an L in the tight end position. You could be like, look, listen, I'm gonna just forget tight end. I'm gonna trade for like, I'm either gonna stream a random flyer every week, or I'm gonna trade for like, I don't know, Arondé Gadsden or like Sam Laporta or Jake Ferg, somebody low, and I'm gonna get like a Nico on my team. I'm gonna get like a Rico Dowdle, Chase Brown, like somebody who could put up steady points week to week.
Yeah. Find someone who's really hurting at tight end, that's streaming at tight end every week, and just go to them and be like, hey, you want Brock Bowers? Like, that's an easy one. Yeah, I'm 50-50 on this one. I would be. I know the offense sucks. I don't like the Raiders' offense at all, but Brock Bowers is just a dog, man. He's just different. BBTB, go ahead and give us your final player to trade away.
My final player to trade away is a really big hot take. Makes absolutely no sense on why you should trade him.
You should change this.
I'm not changing it. It's going to be Rico Dowdle. And the only reason why, look, is because he's dealing with a small injury, but the Panthers are running him a lot. His snap share compared to Chuba Hubbard is crazy. And Rico Dowdle was dealing with injury. Before it, like each week, there's always something that pops up on the injury report. I'm just worried that he gets just worked to the ground. So if I can trade Dowdle at his highest, which is he is right now, I'm going to go get like a little bit more of a bigger name on a bigger team. That's just how I see it. Even though his run schedule is phenomenal. Everything's green, basically. But yeah, that's how I see it. It's just a gut feeling.
Gut feeling, eh? I mean, yeah, predicting an injury is kind of crazy. I get that he is being worked a lot, but they do have Chuba in relief. So, like, if he's running crazy and he gets a big run, they'll just smack Chuba into the lineup. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he just went crazy. All right, Chuba, you're up. You know what I mean? Like, give Dowdle a breather. So, if there was no one else in that backfield, like he was the one, but they paid Dowdle last year. So they paid Chuba last year. So like they're going to use him in relief of Dowdle. They're just going to let him do his thing because he's helping them win games. So this is a hot take. I don't know how, I don't know if I can get behind it.
Yeah, it's somewhat hot. I mean, if you really believe he'll get overworked, then yeah, you could trade him high right now. But I think like he'll be fine. I'm not sure. Like they're in a decent position. They're only one below the Bucks in the division. The schedule is cool, right? It's not the easiest. It's not the hardest by any means. It's definitely solid. My only, I guess, worry with Rico is the quarterback schedule is a little bit tough. And so if they're down a lot in games, Rico might not like produce as much,
Yeah. I also can see the take because they do have the Rams in a few weeks. And so Rams, and then he still has his bye week, which sucks, week 14. So like I can see trading him away for a player that doesn't have any more or doesn't have their bye week remaining. So that may actually be somewhat valuable in that sense. So,
Mm.
my last final player to trade away is Nico Collins. So this is an interesting take. I don't want to say the caveat, not the caveat, but there's no caveat. Trade him away. Davis Mills is probably going to be quarterback this week against Tennessee. Tennessee's defense has not been very good against wide receivers, so he probably should do well since he did pretty good last week. After that, when CJ Stroud comes back, they get Buffalo, Colts, Kansas City, Arizona. Like, those are all pretty good wide receiver defenses. And then for the fantasy championship, they get the Chargers. So, like, if CJ Stroud's throwing the ball, he's just not been good. And so, like, you're banking on him to win you your weeks. He's had some very poor games, you know? And so I think, like, with CJ Stroud, with them probably not making it to playoffs, they're not really going to push, the boundaries with him. So I just think, especially after this week, after Tennessee, and when CJ Stroud comes back, try and get rid of Nico and get some value out of him.
Yeah, I like to take a lot. Wait for the Davis Mills.
Davis Mills, yeah.
Yeah, and Nico Collins connection. Sell Nico high. I'm telling you, people are going to be like, oh, Nico's back, this and that. Sell Nico high. So I do like to take a lot.
Cool. MFB is just nodding.
I
You're
mean, like,
50-50.
if you could sell him really high, yeah, I would love to. I don't know. Nico's in a spot right now where I don't know many people who want him.
No. After this week.
After Tennessee, right? Because he pops off another 3 weeks in a row. You could say, hey, man, come get him.
It's a risk, though, bro. It's not guaranteed he pops off against Tennessee.
But he's going to pop up.
Then trade him. Then trade him before.
And if he does it, then
trade him before. You got 2 good weeks in a row. You say, hey, man, come get him. Or 2 decent weeks, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. See you guys on the next one. Peace.